Welcome back to my channel. My name is Madhu, and in this video we are gonna make a few Christmas cards. All the supplies are listed in the description below. Just click show more to get the details. Let's get started with an A5 sheet, and I'm drawing a rectangle to represent our Christmas tree. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let's use our round brush of size 3 filled with crimson to paint some holly berries. I'm adding them in clumps of 3. We can add in some water to dilute a few of them, but it's good to have a nice depth of color. I love how Christmas is a holiday that everyone celebrates all around the world, and over here we have the malls fill up with Christmas lights. There's Christmas trees everywhere. There's the smell of cinnamon in all of the coffee shops, which I absolutely love. The whole place lights up when it's Christmas, and it really feels like everyone's coming together to celebrate this holiday. So I live in Bahrain. It's in the Middle East, so it's pretty further out, and even here we celebrate Christmas. All the shops, all the restaurants and hotels all have Christmas dinners, and it's a really special moment. We're now going to use a earbud to lift up some of the paint in the middle of the berries. I am taking a wet earbud and gently tapping the middle of the berries. On the other side, you can dab again to lift up the paint, and you end up with a white empty area, which is perfect to give dimension for our berries. This is going to give us a really nice look and effect. Gently dabbing out that excess color in the middle of the berries. Allowing it to dry, let's move on to adding some holly leaves. And you know how to do these, just U shapes connecting together. I'm using Hunter's green for these leaves, but you can use any green that you have with you. You can add a drop of forest green to this for a dual shade. We're going to continue doing this, adding the leaves in between our berries. One of my favorite activities during Christmas is Secret Santa. I love playing it with my friends, and it's always fun to get gifts and try to guess who gave them. So last year I had gotten a set of socks, and I don't usually use socks, so it was very interesting. I was a bit upset, but that comes with playing Secret Santa. But I had a lot of fun picking out my gift for my friend and then receiving the socks. Not really sure what to do with it, and I still have it with me. I haven't used it yet. And this was someone new from the group, so they didn't really know what I liked, and she just thought socks would be a great idea. I disagree because Bahrain is quite hot and our winters are fairly warm compared to a lot of parts in the world we don't really go through snow. So I actually don't know where I would use warm socks in this weather. But I appreciate the gesture, and it's just fun also seeing everyone else open their gifts and try to guess who gave it to them. Anyways, so what I'm trying to do is fill up my triangle shape with as many elements as possible. So we had a set of holly berries, adding the holly leaves to them, just connecting them with our inverted U-shaped leaves. And you can see how I'm really trying to fill it up. You can have some of the smaller leaves for some of the smaller areas. And we're going to just continue doing this and maybe add a couple of more elements to really fill up our Christmas tree. You can also play around with this if you feel like adding other elements like socks, since I was talking about it, but you can also add in anything that feels more Christmassy to you. I know different parts of the world, Christmas is celebrated in special ways. Christmas ornaments are a big thing, so you can pick any element that you would like and add it inside of the shape. Now I'm gonna switch into Viridian green, so another different type of green. Don't worry if you don't have all these different shades of green, you can use whatever you have. And I'm gonna add in some spruce elements, which I really love. They're fairly simple to do, just some quick lines along a center stem. They can be in different directions, as you can see, so I'm not trying to make them straight. They can be a little bit upwards, some going more to the side or straight, and so forth. Keep adding in elements to fill up the space. I will also add in some pine in a bit. For pine, just add quick lines connecting to a center stem. It creates a fan like effect, and that's what we're going for. You can do them very quickly so you end up with a lot of them, because if you try to do them slowly, I feel like it doesn't come out as great. So just quick lines works a lot better. We can paint these over our holly leaves or any other space that we feel looks a lot more empty. I'm now going to use dark umber for the berry tip. I'm going to paint it right in between the area we lifted out the paint from. So that way it gives it dimension. You can see how great these look now compared to how it was looking before. This looks more realistic. Finally, we're gonna add in a nice big star for the top of our Christmas tree. Feel free to go in and add more leaves. I like adding some smaller, darker leaves with a darker green color. This again adds a layer to our painting. We can add in just a few, it doesn't have to be a lot, but maybe just 3 or 4 along the edges, any place that looks a little bit more empty. For the pot, we're gonna just use dark umber again and add some shapes. You can see I'm actually doing a long rectangle, and then I'll just do another one and then a semicircle to represent a pot. Initially, I had decided to do light blue for the floor, and I then changed it to burnt umber, and I think that looked a lot better compared to the blue. So you can go ahead and use burnt umber for the floor. What I'm doing is just keeping a little bit of gap between any element that comes in the way, a small white space, and painting out the rest. Once everything is dried, just cut out this element, and we're gonna now do a lovely background to suit it. So I've taken another A5 sheet and I've taped it down with masking tape, starting off with yellow ochre, just doing a very quick background, adding the yellow in splotches. We're gonna add in Indian yellow for some of the areas. What I'm doing is adding dots, which I'm then gonna blend through in those areas. Just getting those shades in. Using burnt sienna, we're gonna just add more depth to our background. You can see how this really makes the yellow pop and just really brighten it up, and I love how that looks. So we're gonna just add that burnt sienna to balance out the colors. Allow the piece to completely dry. We can just let it rest. And now using our earbud, I'm gonna add some dots, basically giving the bokeh effect, which is gonna look really great and amazing. So I'm using colors that were complementary, what we used for our background. So I'm just adding them again to areas where the color was. I tried this element that I wanted to add, which is writing on the background. I didn't really enjoy it or like it too much in the final composition, but I thought I just wanted to show you guys so you see how that looks. I don't know, it's, maybe let me know in the comments, what do you think? Did you like it? Did you think it kind of took away from the final piece? I'm using some gold spots as well to again give a really nice festive look. Now using the sponge double-sided tape, just taping down the Christmas tree to our greeting card. So this is fairly simple to do. It's really fun. You can play with it. I tried the same technique but with ornaments, and you'll see that in just a second. So I decided to do just a basic simple circular ornament, following exactly what we had done before with our holly berries, holly leaves, spruce, pine, and just adding all of those elements, adding a branch for our Christmas ornament, and then cutting out the whole thing to then place on a secondary card. Keep watching because I really like how this card turned out as well. It had a really nice overall look that really looks so fun and Christmassy. After I cut out the ornament, I decided to use blue for the background. So you can quickly have a look of using blue, grays together, adding the spots with gold and dark blue, and finishing up the look. So we have two easy watercolor greeting cards for your loved ones this Christmas. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon.